Well, greetings, Drum Corps fans. How's it going? Okay, just coming at you here with a little bit of a recap from my Midwest trip weekend, where I took in two shows that I never had been to before. Of course, is the Rockford Show of Shows in Rockford, Illinois, and then of course, the Whitewater Classic up in Whitewater, Wisconsin, and both were great shows. There was a bit of a weather problem, as many of you probably know in Rockford, Illinois. It was raining heavily a couple hours during the day, and then at night, showtime, around halfway through showtime, or somewhere in the beginning of intermission, a little bit of a misting rain started. So every corps that went on after that pretty much did an exhibition only, which was the Cavaliers, Bluecoats, and Phantom. Well, actually, Cavaliers did an exhibition only because of members out because of COVID, still getting over those issues. And then Bluecoats and Phantom opted to also do standstills. So that was unfortunate. But what was nice is I was surprised, but they actually offered those folks who were at that Rockford show of shows, that if they wanted to, they can come to the Whitewater show the next night for free to show your ticket from the show of shows, and they'd let you right in the gate. It's about an hour drive from there, so it's not too bad. So it's interesting. I wonder how many people took them up on the offer. Being it was a big trip for me, I had to fly in and all that kind of stuff and had hotel reservations. I basically had my tickets in advance, so I couldn't take advantage of the freebie. But anyway, that aside, again, real quick, this is the corps that we were able to see, or groups we were able to see. We saw the Green Beret Marching Band in exhibition, the Colt Cadets, the Colts, the Madison Scouts, Blue Stars, Cavaliers, Bluecoats, and the Phantom Regiment. Those were the groups we saw over the 2 nights. Obviously, most of those we saw twice in 2 nights. So I'm just going to kind of do a very brief recap of everybody. The Green Beret Marching Band was an interesting group. They are a sound sport group, which I did not pick up on the Flow marching webcasts because I saw them on there. They do, Your Move or something like that is called. It's a show. It's based on chess, which is a very interesting concept. Although, if you remember way back, I think it was in the early 2000s, maybe, no, not even, maybe about that, I'm not sure, that the Carolina Crown, yeah, it was the early 2000s, Carolina Crown did a show called Chess, and then the giant chess pieces on the field, which was very cool. But anyway, that aside, so yeah, they were okay. I mean, they're a very young group in many ways. It's early season for a group like that at their experience level. So it'll be interesting to see them the weekend of Indianapolis Championships when the Sound Sport comes around, and see how they do. It's what their growth is in about a month's period of time or thereabouts, or pretty close to. So next was the Colt Cadets, good looking corps and a great theme. I think it goes very well on the field, and we've seen it certainly a few times over the years. But honestly, I think, in the bigger, more experienced corps, we're not seeing this theme a lot, which is space. So they do a show based on space, and it comes off pretty nice. Again, early season, kind of thing for a corps of that experience level, kind of woes, timing things and just kind of stamina and such. So again, it'll be interesting to see how much they grow come Indianapolis week and see. So that is them. And then we're just going to pick up the lineup from the Rockford show. I'll just go in that order of appearance. Next was the Colts, the regular Colts. And I'll tell you what, this is a great show. The Silk Road, it's called, and it's really, really nice. Very pleasing visually, very pleasing musically. Love the theme that they're using. You got incredible baritone and tuba soloists in this show, and the trombone soloist is off the charts, both of them. So definitely some tasty stuff in that show, and I look very forward to seeing that progress as time goes. If I had one criticism of the show at this point, and again, this could be because it was July 15th, 16th, right? Is that the horn line is held back as far as their dynamic window, right? So they're only playing within a range of about this right now, where I'm hoping they can just double or triple that with intensities of highs and lows. They're mainly going only up to about maybe a forte, maybe they touch a forte plus just shy of double forte in their volume. So I'm hoping the staff opens them up and they'll really sell that big time. And they have a strong drum line, which is very interesting, and a cymbal line. They have a plate line in this corps, and I was watching them a couple times, and I have some videos of them too up here that I posted from Saturday night's show in the parking lot. So there you go with the Colts. Madison Scouts. Now, I saw them, of course, both nights, but I also spent all day Saturday, the day of the Whitewater show, at their rehearsal, because it was right there at Whitewater Stadium, the Warhawk Stadium at the university. And basically, overall, I think it's a younger group. It looks like a younger staff, and I think they're taking the right kind of approach. Again, kind of really taking it nice and easy. Again, not really stretching things too far as, again, dynamic window with the horn line is a bit, kind of in here right now. And I think they can really open that up. They definitely have the power to do that. There is a couple moments where they do hit a good, solid double forte. Again, I'm a music guy, mostly, guys. So visually, they look pretty decent. And drumline-wise, they may be not as strong as some of those other areas of the corps, but, again, it could be just early season, I'm not sure, before they're gelling kind of thing. So, again, it'll be interesting to see where they end up. I hate to say it. I doubt they're going to make it into the top 12. It's very, as always, very competitive. So to get those one of those 12 place spots is going to be pretty tough, especially when you got stuff like Troopers and Crossmen and Academy and some of the other corps. I'm not sure where they're going to land in that batch. It's going to be very interesting to see after San Antonio. So the next corps up was the Blue Stars. Now, this was great to see in person because you get really a sense of the scope of this show. They're really, as I said in one of my other recaps, really spread out. At some points from like the 20-yard line to the 10-yard line, the horn line is spread out. Quite something. And there is quite a few props on the field, although, it doesn't really distract too much, in my opinion. The uniforms look very nice, but again, I don't like the fact there's different ones within the horn line, right? They have 3 or 4 different uniforms versions. I'd like it much better if it was all one type, but probably with the long coats. But I got to see the uniform up close, a couple members in the parking lot, and they were really well done. So bravo to those who did the design of those uniforms. Very nice details. And again, this is a corps to watch out for, in my opinion. I think they're strong now, and I think they can really take this somewhere. There's probably a few areas and transitions and things they can kind of tweak to make it more exciting and bring a little more pop to it than it is right now. They're using a lot of different material, and I think you kind of hear that right now. So, if they can just kind of tighten that up and add some transitions, I think it'll be much better flow to it. So that's what Blue Stars. Cavaliers, again, COVID issues, so they did a standstill both nights. My opinion, they did far better the second night in Whitewater than they did down in Rockford. They're definitely playing very well, and they have some really good moments, and I can't listen to that high screecher soloist enough. He's really talented. Spot on both nights, and they have a potential of being really exciting. It's good to see they're going to get back together here now and start putting out the corps on the full field again and start competing again. So next was the Bluecoats. Really amazing show. They added, again, they did a standstill on Friday night in Rockford, and then they did a full field show in Whitewater. And boy, they just really got some great tasty stuff. Again, I'm not a big heavy narration fan of any show. It doesn't matter which one it was or is. So, I really wish there was less of it. It doesn't necessarily distract when you watch them there in person because there is so many different things going on at the same time. Brass line is featured really nicely. Color Guard does some nice stuff at times. Visually, it's interesting to watch how they use these crazy looking uniforms, the way they move different ways to get different effects. Really effective. So, and then finally on the Phantom Regiment, I spent basically Rockford day, Friday with them all day. posted up a few short videos on my channel here, and they're just rocking and socking, and they're going to be unbelievable. And Saturday night in Whitewater, they just blew it out of the park. So they're going to be very exciting to watch, and I just can't wait to see them again. What we have coming up is a recap for the Broken Arrow show. That's tomorrow night, the 19th of July. So I will post up a review of that probably on the 21st, and then San Antonio. So that's what we got coming up, folks. All right, we'll talk to you in a bit. Cheers.